where they have been allowed to settle with religious freedom. For example, in the United States, Hindus are the most educated and highest earning community, with 77% of them holding a bachelor's degree and 48% having an income of $100,000 or more. Although they are only 1% of the population, Hindus have launched 13.5% of the startups in the USA. They hold leadership, technical and creative positions in companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, etc. This success has been repeated around the world, in the UK, Canada, Australia, etc. James Kirkup, in his 2015 Telegraph article says, British Indians are not just the most successful immigrant group in this country's recent history, but the most successful group of people, full stop. He continues, more extraordinary than the rise in numbers is how it has taken place so harmoniously and profitably for this country and those in it. British Indians, quite simply, are among the most industrious, accomplished and credible amongst us. The best of British, if you like. The same article says that British Hindus are barely 2% of the population, but 12% of all the doctors. Australia and Canada have understood the ingredients of fast economic growth of the country and are doing everything to attract the educated, rich Hindu community. Hindus are the fastest growing migrant population in Australia. In 2017, 200% more Hindus have received invitation for Canadian Permanent Residency Program. Even now, the Hindu diaspora worldwide are the richest. No divorce, have no cases of drugs and substance abuse, lowest mental disorder, no depression. Hinduism is the only religion which neither converts nor kills.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. We welcome all our viewers joining us from all around the world. We welcome all Kailasa-vasis joining from various Kailasa monasteries, temples, ashrams, gurukuls from around the world. We welcome all our viewers joining us from YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Kailasa's Hinduism Now TV, Kailasa's Nithyananda TV, and all our viewers who are joining us through Nana Diksha two-way video conferencing. We welcome all of you for today's show. We'll be starting the introduction into the lifestyle of Kailasa with Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga. Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga is the yoga, the authentic yoga as per the scriptures, the Hindu scriptures revealed by the Adi Yogi, the first yogi, Paramashivoham himself, thousands of years ago. We'll be practicing Pratham Vyasa Krama, a sequence of 108 traditional yoga asanas with all its 12 components. We'll be right back with our first segment, Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga. Nithyanandam.
Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Amridaya Namaha. अमोपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षय द्वारा भगवत्श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम शुद्ध्या पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायामस्यां शिवदितो पूर्णारोग्ययुक्त दृढ़गात्रतिक यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये। ओम उपस्पृश्य
We'll be starting with our first asana, Sukhasana. Sit comfortably in a cross-legged position, head, neck and spine in a straight line, hands on the knees with the index finger and thumb together in Bindu Mudra. We'll perform Samana Pranama, Mahamudra Bandha. Engaging all three bandhas, visualize Paramashiva and internally keep chanting Soham.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तम् असत्सक्तक् समाचरेत्।
Parvatasana. Sit cross-legged or in Padmasana. Inhale, arms straight up with palms together in Namaskara Mudra. Visualize Mount Kailasa.
पदवक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलम्।
Halipavasana. Keep your soles together, legs in front. Exhale your forehead to the heels. Lock hands behind in Parshu Mudra. Gaze at the nose. Visualize Swamiji.
पूर्वविधियाहुं जानु उभयभगदली सम्पुजरानो।
Nagipavasana. Keep your soles together and bend forward to bring your elbows on the legs. Cup palms on the floor. Gaze at the nose. Visualize snakes.
पूर्वविधि पर्यांगानि च होई कल्हूनि पनासे होई लगाए।
Kokilasana. Hold your big toes in Prana Mudra with the index and middle finger. Inhale and straighten your legs and exhale and enter into Padmasana. Elbows are down, eyes are forward and down. Visualize bird.
अधान्यथासनं वक्ष्ये सिद्ध येन भवेन्नरः।
Netyasana. Stack your ankle and knees and hold your elbows circling in both directions. Gaze at the nose. Visualize Swamiji.
घोड़ावां वा पादा की आसिमा हिली सोय।
Gajasana. Hands and feet on the floor, hips up in inverted V. Scoop your nose to the ground repeatedly. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize elephant.
निभ्यं पादाग्रे भूमौ कृत्वा लम्भूय मस्तकाग्रे निधाय लितम्बम् ऊर्ध्वमुम्रमय्य।
Rikshasana. Stop the motion. Alternate heels to the ground. Visualize bear.
एकं पादमाकुञ्च्य राजासनं कुर्यात् रक्षासनं भवति।
Vaishyasana. Stand tall, heels up, balance on big toes, index, middle and ring finger on heart in Hidaya Mudra. Visualize Swamiji.
केशेन पादयुगं तद्वातिष्ठेत धूमकः।
Urdhav Janu Karna. Sit in Aramandi, both palms to the chest level. Lift the right knee towards the chest in a circular motion. Simultaneously, right hand will follow the right foot movement. Return to Aramandi and repeat on the other side. Balalingasana. Lift your right knee close to the chest, interlacing fingers in Saravashankri Mudra, outside in. Visualize holding a child.
एकं जुरस्य आरुणिङ्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति।
Padapidanasana. Hold the right foot on the hip region with the hands in Parshamudra. Keep knees together. Visualize Swamiji.
सित्वे कस्मिन् पादले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेतरम्।
Natarajasana. Push the right leg behind and hold it with your hand from inside of the foot. The left hand will extend with the index and thumb together in Bindu Mudra. Visualize yourself as Nataraja.
उत्तानपादं क्रोञ्च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्।
Repeat Balalingasana. This time bring the left knee to the chest. Interlace fingers in Sarvashankri Mudra. Visualize holding a child.
एकं जानुर्स्यालिङ्गस्तातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति।
Padapidanasana. Hold the left heel on the hip, interlacing your fingers in Parshumudra. Keep your knees together. Visualize Swamiji.
पृष्ठे संस्थाप्ययत्येन पादपीडनमासनम्।
Natarajasana. Push your left leg behind. Hold your foot from the inside with the left hand. Extend the right hand forward with the thumb and index finger together in Bindu Mudra. Visualize Nataraja.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे।
Ardharechita Karna. Stand in Arai Mandi. Cross your ankles, bringing the right foot behind, keeping the heel raised. Left hand will be on the chest and the right hand will be making up and low movement. Fingers moving inwards towards the palm and then outwards. Then the right palm is placed on the nose. Uncross the ankle, bring the heels together. Right hand will be making a circular motion. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as made of bones and nothing else. And shake your body intensely. Close your eyes and start the skeleton dance. Visualize yourself as if made only of bones, no flesh, no skin, no internal organs, and shake your body intensely. Relax. Katichina Karna. Stand in Araimandi. Cross the wrist above the head with the fingers stretched out. Turn to the right while opening the arms. Cross the wrist over the head and again repeat on the left side. Tadasana. Stand tall, arms are up, palms facing one another. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize palm tree. Internally keep chanting Shivoham.
मुद्राबद्धकौनु ताडासनविवेकान्
Uttanasana. Exhale your arms down, hands by the feet, head to the knees. Avoid bending the knees. Visualize Swamiji. Engage all three bandhas.
विनोत्तानं सदा कुर्यादन्तर्वती पतित्पिर्यात्
Tarakshvasana. From a plank position, tuck your chin in Jalandhara Bandha. Rotate head from side to side. Visualize Swamiji.
सव्यकुक्षिं नये तरक्ष्वासनं भवति
Bhujangasana. Fall flat on the floor. Raise your chest and head up using your lower back muscles. Open your mouth wide and inhale through the back of the throat in Bhujangani Mudra. Visualize Cobra.
कराभ्याञ्चदरं धृत्वा ऊर्ध्वशीर्षपनीवहि
Shashasana. From Gajasana, bring your knees close to the chest and slightly move your body forward and alternate knees to the chest. Visualize Swamiji.
वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शिशासनं भवति
Rathasana. Step foot between the hands. Alternate jumping your feet between the hands. Visualize Chariot.
गजासनं स्थितो एकं पादं मादमाग्रोण ब्राह्मणित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति
Virabhadrasana. Step your legs apart. Keep your front knee at a 90-degree, back leg at a 45-degree, arms overhead, chest forward. Breathe in Sahaja Pranama. Pull your stomach in up. Visualize Lord Virabhadra.
अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनं
Repeating Virabhadrasana. Switch sides. Front knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Back leg at 45. Arms overhead, chest forward, gaze at third eye. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize Lord Virabhadra.
अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनं
Vrikshasana. Bring your right foot on the left inner thigh, palms together in Namaskara Mudra, raised above the head. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as a tree.
वामोरुपदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु
Garudasana. Bring your right foot in front of the hip with the sole facing upward. Palms are together in Namaskara Mudra in front of heart. Visualize Lord Garuda Eagle.
गरुडासनमावक्षे येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्
Vrikshasana. This time bring the left foot on the right leg inner thigh. Place the palms together in Namaskara Mudra and raise them above the head. Visualize yourself as tree.
तिष्ठेतु वृक्षमद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः
Garudasana. Bring the left foot sole in front of the hip, keeping the foot sole facing upwards, palms together in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart. Visualize Garuda Eagle.
सर्वदोषविनिक्तोऽहं भवतीव महाबली
Trikonasana. Step the legs apart. Right hand on the floor next to the right foot. Other hand in the air. Look at the hand in the air. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize triangle.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च शुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे
Switch sides. Bring the left hand next to the left foot and right hand up in the air. As you look at the right hand in the air, visualize yourself as triangle.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च शुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे
Nikutaka Karna. Stand in Narayamandi, hands horizontal with palms facing each other. Alternatively thrash the heel to the floor. Simultaneously switch palm position. Now from here onwards, the pranayama will be Brahmari, buzzing subtly like a bee. The internal chanting mantra will be Sadashivoham. Angushthasana. Bring your toes on the ground and sit on the heels, palms together in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart. Pranayama as Brahmari. Visualize Swamiji.
अङ्गुष्टमिष्टिकं नेयं ब्रह्मप्रासादितं तथा
Sarasana. Fingertips to the floor, palms open and facing forward in Varamudra. Stretch the right leg with the toes pointing upwards. Continue Brahmari. Visualize Swamiji.
प्रसारि एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकं
Vidunasana. In the same position, hold the front toes with your index and middle finger in Prana Mudra. Hold the back heel with the other hand. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Swamiji.
कुल्पस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्थिते तत्करेण
Sarasana. Fingertips on the floor. Stretch the left leg with the toes pointing upwards. Palms open in Varamudra. Continue Brahmari. Visualize Swamiji.
प्रसारि एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकं
Vidunasana. In the same position, hold the toes in Prana Mudra. Hold the back heel with the other hand. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Swamiji.
कुल्पं ध्यानं धारयेत् तत्करेण धुरं पीतं शापयेत् चोपयत्र
Brahmajarunko Sasana. Bring your feet together, knees together and sit on heels, palms resting on the knees facing upwards. Engage chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize Swamiji.
दोफनां फणिहोयवेसे एरिदो गुडा निवेसे
Kapilasana. Place the knees on the ground, separated wide apart, hands on the respective knees, gaze at the nose, pull your stomach in and up. Visualize Sage Kapila.
उभो भगतली समतहरवय तिनको माहिली कोर मिलावे
Vadragorakhasana. In the same position, gaze at the third eye, continue Brahmari Pranayama. Visualize Swamiji.
Do Pagatali Samputukare, Koravarali Bhuparitare.
Suryasana. Toes on the ground, sit on the heels, knees up and wide. Spread your fingers wide, forming a lotus. This is Padma Mudra. Now gaze through the palms. Continue Brahmari Pranayama. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize God Surya, Sun God.
Gora Jhange Adar Kare Rahe, Yade Bame Isi Vidhi Gahe.
Now from here onwards, the pranayama will be Sahaja Pranayama for the next three asana. Manduka Asana. Lower your arm and knees. Relax your toes. Sit between the heels, toes touching, palms on the knees. Press your tongue against the upper palate of your mouth in Manduki Mudra. Visualize yourself as frog.
Janu Yugmam Samskritya Sadhyet Mandukasanam.
Uttana Manduka Asana. Bring your hands on opposite shoulders. Continue Manduki Mudra. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize frog.
Etad Bhetavaduttanam Etadutthana Mandukam.
Simhasana. Cross your right ankle over the left. Place your right heel underneath the perineum. Hands on the knees. Breathe through the nose in a normal way and exhale, sticking your tongue out. Gaze at the nose. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize lion.
Hasto Chajjanu Samstapya Swangulisha Prasarya.
Now we'll restore Brahmari Pranayama, buzzing subtly like a bee. Bhadrasana. Keep your soles together. Sit on the heels. Knees are wide. Cross your hands behind the back and hold the opposite toes in Prana Mudra. Tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize Swamiji.
Adongushtakarabhyansha Dhritvacha Svashtadeshache.
Kaka Bhusandi Asana. Sit in a squatting position. Knees are wide. Wrap your arms around the knees to lock your fingers behind in Parshu Mudra. Continue Brahmari Pranayama. Visualize crow.
Pratame Vaishaka Ukhathane Dauhat Pagamuna Choine.
Kani Pavasana. Palms on floor. Shoulder width apart. Lift the hips up. Bring the knees above the elbows with the toes pointing. Slightly lift your head and balance yourself on the hands. Visualize Swamiji.
Asana Koguna Disi Asi Disidachi Hoi Achi Hoi.
Kapali Asana. Bring your head to the ground, forming a tripod. And bring your knees on the elbows and stretch the legs up. Continue Brahmari Pranayama. Visualize Swamiji.
Sisi Teki Bagado Milave Ucheko Gare.
Parshvamayurasana. Now from here onwards, the pranayama will be Rechika Pranayama, slow control exhale. Parshvamayurasana. Bring your palms on the ground, shoulder width apart, knees to the right side of the body. Press your elbows to the knee and hip region. Stretch the legs to the right side. Gaze at the
Mayuramba Shwabhyam Mayuramba Shwanamakam.
Bhairaganathasana. From a plank position, bring the right leg over the shoulders and right foot between the hands. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Lord Bhairaganath.
Asana Koguna Piti Jai.
Switch sides, repeating Bhairaganathasana. Visualize Lord Bhairaganath. Gaze at the third eye. Left leg over the shoulders and left foot between the hands.
Asana Koguna Piti Jai.
Unmukha Pithasana. Press your forearms on the ground, hips up high, tips of toes on the ground. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Swamiji.
Uttana Pitangri Gulam Khadistalamar Bhiruka.
Vasishthasana. Right hand below the shoulder, hips are raised up, legs are stacked. Other hand up in the air as you gaze through the palm in the air. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Sage Vashishtha.
Urdhva Kutavashishta Marichihala Maschakam.
Repeat Vasishthasana. Keeping the other hand underneath the shoulders and the right hand are raised above the head, straight gazing through the palm. Visualize Sage Vashishtha.
Parivitram Chodrasya Vividam Dhanurasanam.
From here onwards, the internal chanting Japa mantra will be Mahasadashivoham. Anjani Asana. Stretch your legs. Keep your head, neck and spine straight. Sit on upturned palms. Gaze at the nose. Continue Rechika Pranayama. Tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize God Hanuman.
Do Kargi Ubhay Hateli Korvarli Male Beli.
Paschimatasana. Bend forward. Hold the toes in Prana Mudra. Engage all three bandhas. Visualize Swamiji. Continue Rechika Pranayama. Avoid bending the knees.
Janu Parila Tumbu Paschimam Tan Muchite.
Ugrasana. Interlace your fingers behind the head and bring your chest forward and head towards the knees. Engage Mahamudra Bandha. Continue Rechika Pranayama. Visualize Mother Goddess Kali.
Asana Agramidam Kroktam Bhadveda Niliripanam.
Marichi Asana. Right knee to the chest. Wrap your arm around the raised knee. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Sage Marichi.
Tadapadam Kronchincha Marichim Veerabhadragam.
Mahamudra Asana. Lower the right knee to the floor. Bring your chest forward and down. Hold the toes with your hands. Engage all three bandhas. Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize Swamiji.
Tavam Pagaki Edi Joy Sivana Nilakave Soi.
Repeat Marichi Asana. Left knee to the chest. Wrap your arms around the raised knee. Visualize Sage Marichi.
Uttanapādam Krauncancha Maricim Veerabhadragam.
Mahamudra Asana, lower the left knee to the floor, bring your chest forward and down, holding the toes with your hands. Continue Rechika Pranama, engage Mahamudra Bandha, visualize Swamiji.
Dasana Paralav Bhausasare Tamani Kamkasi Dhare.
Bhadrasana, keep your soles together, heels at the perineum, hands holding the feet by their sides, gaze at the third eye. Visualize Swamiji.
Kulpo Vrishanasyada Sivanyah Pashayoh Kshipet.
Gwalipavasana, keep your toes together, heels apart, hands on the knees, gaze at the nose. Breathe normally through the nose, hold in your breath completely and tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Now exhale slowly in Murcha Kumbhaka, visualize Swamiji.
Purvachara Choka Koi Soi Vahivi Diso Kichi Soi.
Yoni Asana, hold the soles of your feet with all your fingers, lean your whole body forward, gaze at the nose, engage Mula Bandha, visualize Yoni Mandala.
To Pakatali Samputukare Yedimidi Dhodikidare.
Midaki Pavasana, keep your heels together, toes apart, bend forward to bring your forehead near the heels, arms to the side over the knees, palms on the floor, gaze at the nose, engage Mula Bandha, visualize Swamiji.
Purava Vidhi Pari Pakatali Samputitole Edimili Rase.
Siddha Samadhi Asana, bring your arms between the thighs and shin with the palms facing upwards, nose on the ground. Try to touch your throat with your toes, gaze at the nose, visualize Paramashivoham.
Do Pakatali Samputukare Yilo Sole Med Age De Dere.
Chinnaki Pavasana, keep your heels together, toes apart, soles facing the sky, keeping the back of your fingers and hands on the ground, elbows on the knees, gaze at the nose, engage Mula Bandha, visualize Swamiji.
Do Pakaki Ed Dharati Maga Med Magave.
Charpat Chokasana, sit up straight, soles together, hands on the knees, pressing them down, gaze at the third eye. Continue Rechika Pranama, pull your stomach in and up, visualize Swamiji.
Goda Basio Lagati Rasave Hatat Go Do Goda Pasare.
Bhairavasana, lift your heels off the ground with the toes down, knees are wide on the ground, with the hands by their side in Bindu Mudra, with the thumb and index finger in Bindu Mudra. Pull your stomach in and up, visualize Lord Kala Bhairava.
Janu Parshagato Hasto Dandavat Bhairavasanam.
Samana Asana, bring your right foot to the chest, gaze at the third eye, continue Rechika Pranama, visualize Swamiji.
Samana Asanama Vakshe Siddhamantradi Sadhanat.
Apanasana, bring your right knee over the shoulders, hands on the floor, extend the left leg in the air, gaze at the third eye, visualize Swamiji.
Kevalam Padame Kanchas Kande Charopyatnataha.
Repeat Samanasana, bring your left foot to the chest, gaze at the third eye, visualize Swamiji.
Ekapadamro Dhatva Gulpornyalinga Vakrage.
Apanasana, bring your left knee over the shoulders, hands on the floor, extend the right leg in the air, gaze at the third eye, visualize Swamiji.
Ekapadena Gagane Tishte Dandavat Prabho.
Siddhkari Pranayama. Now from here onwards, press your tongue to the root of the front teeth. Inhale a hissing breath through the teeth. Exhale through the nose. The internal chanting japa mantra will be Om Nithyanandoham. Starting with Gomukhasana. Stack your knees, keeping the left knee below, right knee above, heels by the hip region, both sitting bones on the mat, fingers interlaced and resting on the knees in Parshamudra. Engage Mula Bandha, visualize cow's face.
Savya Dakshinagulpam tu Prishtet Pashayohit Nikchipet.
Anusuyasana. Hold your big toes in Prana Mudra, gaze at the nose. Pull your stomach in and up, visualize Rishika Anusuya.
Dashina Goda Niche Thane Vamum Thake Upar Ane.
Anusuyasana 2. Hold your hands behind the back in Parshamudra. Exhale and bring your chest down, chin over the knees, nose close to the ground. Engage Mula Bandha, visualize Rishika Anusuya.
Jimana Godaki Samdi Uparadhava Godaki Samdi.
Garudasana. Bring your knee close to the chest, hands on respective knees, spine is straight, gaze at the nose. Engage Mula Bandha, visualize Garuda Eagle.
Davo Pakamodi Edimi Helium Gopal Muradwarik Niche De.
Naradasana. Interlace your fingers behind your neck, bring your elbows together, placing them outside the raised knee, gaze at the third eye, visualize Sage Narada.
Pishti Juvama Pakatili Keri Bhupuratawe Alaga Viperi.
Matsya Pitakasana. Bring your lower foot and place it on the thigh of the raised knee. Wrap your arm around the legs, holding the opposite shin. Extend the hand down, holding the big toe with your index and middle finger in Prana Mudra. Engage Mula Bandha, visualize Matsya, fish avatar of Lord Vishnu.
Vame Navamangushtantu Grihita Matsya Pitakam.
Repeating Gomukha Asana. Stack your knees. Keep the left knee below. Keep the right knee below and left knee above. Both sitting bones on the mat. Fingers interlaced in Parsha Mudra and resting on the knees. Visualize a cow's face.
दक्षिणेऽपि दासव्यं गोमुखं गोमुखं यथा
Anusuyasana. Hold your big toes in Prana Mudra. Gaze at the nose. Pull your stomach in and up. Visualize Rishika Anusuya.
घोडासं मिलावे भरि आपदिर्भुवनं दीपसारे
Anusuyasana 2. Hold your hands behind the back in Parsha Mudra. Exhale and bring your chest down, chin over the knees, nose close to the ground. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Rishika Anusuya.
घोड्यासो य भगथली लो हाथ शुद्ध रासे
Garudasana. Bring your left knee to the chest, heel, hands on the respective knees, spine is straight. Visualize Garuda, eagle.
22 जी मनी भगतली धरती थे कि घोड़ा ऊंचो बहुरासे
Naradasana. Interlace your fingers behind your neck and bring your elbows together, placing them outside the raised knee. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Sage Narada.
घोड़ा शिदो फनो होई जोई जचने भासती रासे सोई
Matsyapitakasana. Bring your lower foot and place it on the thigh of the raised knee. Wrap your arm around the legs, holding the opposite shin. Extend the hand down, holding the big toe in Prana Mudra. Visualize Matsya, fish of Tara Lord Vishnu.
वामने वामांगुष्टंतु गृहीतं मत्स्यवीडकम्
Matsyendrasana. Keeping one foot on the opposite thigh, put the elbow onto the thigh of the opposite raised knee and its palm holding the face. Twist outside the raised knee, keeping the other hand on the floor behind. Gaze at the third eye. Continue Sitkari Pranayama. Visualize Rishi Matsyendranath.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठेति यत्नतः
Kubasana. Release the hand from the face, reaching for the toes. Raise the back hand, bringing the thumb to the ear. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize camel.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए
Matsyendrasana 2. Bring your front hand to hold the front shin. Release the back hand on the ground behind you. Twist to look behind. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Matsyendranath.
मच्चेन्द्रपीठं जरप्रदीतं प्रचण्डरुग्मण्डलकण्डलास्त्रम्
Matsyendrasana 1 on the other side. Keeping one foot on the opposite thigh. Put the elbow onto the thigh of the opposite raised knee and its palm holding the face. Twist outside the raised knee, keeping the other hand on the floor behind. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Matsyendranath.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठेति यत्नतः
Kubasana. Release the hand from the face, reaching for the toes in Prana Mudra. Raise the back hand, bringing the thumb to the ear. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize camel.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए
Matsyendrasana 2. Bring your front hand to hold the front shin. Release the back hand on the ground behind you and twist to look behind. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize Matsyendranath.
मच्चेन्द्रपीठं जरप्रदीतं प्रचण्डरुग्मण्डलकण्डलास्त्रम्
Padmasana. Bring your feet on opposite thighs, hands on respective knees. Gaze at the nose. Press your tongue against the back of your teeth. Inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose. Visualize Paramashiva. Engage all three bandhas. Internally keep chanting Om Nithyananda Mahasudashivoham.
आसनं द्विविधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं भष्टासनं तथा
Padmasana 2. Hold the opposite toes in Prana Mudra. Continue Sitili Pranayama. Inhaling through the mouth, exhale through the nose. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Mother Goddess Lakshmi.
पूर्वमध्ये तथा धानोपान कृत्वा तु तादृशौ
Kukutasana. Insert your arms through the legs. Balance yourself on your hands. Gaze at the third eye. Breathe through the nose in a simple, natural way. Sahaja Pranayama. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize Rooster.
पद्मासं स्थाप्यात्मानुरोरन्तरेण करौ
Badakeki Asana. Remain in Padmasana. Rise up onto your knees. Palms on the floor. Fingers facing you. Elbows into the abdomen. Lean your body onto your elbows. Lift your knees and head up. And gaze at the third eye. Visualize Swamiji.
मयूरं पद्मकं कुर्यात् भद्रकेकीति कथ्यते
Mayurasana. Extend your legs behind, floating your feet upwards. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize yourself as peacock.
अथ वक्षे महादेव मयूरासनमुत्तमम्
Makarasana. Lay on the floor. Bring your forehead on the ground. Interlace your fingers behind your head in Parshu Mudra. Open your legs. Visualize yourself as crocodile.
शिरश्च धृत्वा करधन्दयुग्मे देहाग्निकारं मकरासनं तत्
Salabhasana. Hands on the ground under the shoulders. Keep the legs together. Raise the thighs and feet off the floor. Avoid bending the knees. Visualize locust.
पादौ शून्येत विशन्तिशोर्ध्वं धन्यन्ति पीठं सुलभं मुनीन्द्र
Ustrasana. With your hands, press your heels to the hip region. Contract your abs and mouth. Visualize yourself as camel.
आज्यासशेषे पदयुग्मवस्त्यं पृष्ठे निधाय तदुदं तराभ्याम्.
Dhanurasana. Raise your chest and thighs, bending your body like a bow as you balance yourself on your lower belly. Visualize yourself as a bow.
प्रसार्य पादौ च दण्डरूपो करौ च पृष्ठे दरद्वन्द्वलग्मम्.
Now from here onwards, the final internal chanting japa mantra will be Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Bhagasana. Raise yourself up, keep your heels outside of the hip region, sit on the knees with the toes beneath the perineum. Rest the palms on the knees, gaze at the third eye, visualize Swamiji.
उलतामोडिपावदो विवेशे बाहुरो जगति करे नियक्के देशे.
Gohi Asana. Hold your opposite elbows on the ground, interlacing the fingers in Parshamudra, crown of the head on the ground. Walk your legs and bring your hands to support the head. Press your hips up and align the hips over the shoulders. Lift your feet up, keeping the calves and thighs together. Heels resting on the hip region. Visualize Swamiji.
तो हाथ की कहूँ निजोई पुनिहा कले जानिदोई.
Shirsasana. Extend your feet straight up. Gaze at the nose. Visualize Swamiji.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विद्वे द्विदितं हनः.
Relax. Now from here onwards, the pranayama will be bhasika. Rapid, forceful inhale and exhale through the nose into the chest region. For the asana. In a seated position, raise your legs up straight. Avoid bending the knees. Thighs close to the chest. Knees close to the head. Hands holding the calves. Continue bhasika pranayama. Visualize Swamiji.
दो हाथ पगा भाहरे आने दिगोड़ा थारे हम किसी थाने.
Parigasana. Bring your hands together to the opposite shoulders. Keep your legs together at a 45-degree angle. Visualize yourself as a mace.
उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसार्य.
Naukasana. Bring your palms close to your knees or bring your elbows and palms on the ground. Legs are at a 45-degree angle. Visualize yourself as a boat.
शिर ऊरु जङ्गपादं दण्डवद्धारयेत् नौकासनं भवति.
Rudrasana. Sit up, keeping your back straight. Reach your hands through the legs. Bring your soles together in front of the chest. Gaze at the nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Rudra.
पगाकाङ्गुष्ठडौल्यौ पराले काणे थालवै.
Unmukha Pithasana. Lay on your back. Knees are bent. Hands and feet on the floor. Press your hips up, bringing your chest close to the chin. Breathe normally through the nose in Sahaja Pranayama. Completely inhale. Now hold the breath. Tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Exhale slowly. Visualize Swamiji.
उत्थाप्य हस्तौ तिष्ठेतु पीठ उन्मुखनामके.
Shivasana. Stretch out your legs and arms, palms facing upwards. Channelize the Kundalini Shakti in Shakti Chalana Mudra. Completely relax the whole body, making it motionless. Visualize yourself as Swamiji.
उत्तानं सवद्भूमौ शयनं तु सवासनं सवासनं शान्तिकरं चित्तविश्रान्तिहारकम्.
Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms, legs out. Stretch side to side. Rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Keep your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Hands together in front of the heart in Namaskara Mudra. Now we'll be closing with the Purna Mantra and bowing down at Swamiji's feet at the feet of our Guru. Now we'll close with the Purna Mantra.
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. हरिः ओम तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् नित्यानन्द परमशिवपादकार्पणमस्तु. ओम नित्यानन्दम्.
I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider. of this revival of Kailasa, the Enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. Is the totality of the knowledge, I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nations.
Nithyanandam, welcome back. Moving on to our next segment in today's introduction to the lifestyle of Kailasa. Every morning in Kailasa starts with yoga, followed by Guru Puja. Now let us look at the significance of Guru Puja in Hinduism. Bhagwan Paramashiva, the primordial Hindu divinity, in the 20th verse of Guru Gita, a sacred scriptures from the Skanda Purana, has revealed in the 20th verse, Yo Guruha sa Shiva Prokto Ya Shivaha sa Guruha Smritaha, which is translated as, he who is Guru is Shiva himself. So declare the scriptures, and the truth that Shiva is Guru is reminded in the Smritis, the remembered scriptures. Further, Bhagwan Paramashiva declares, Durlabham Trishu Lokeshu Takshanashu Vadam Guru Brahma Vinananya Satyam Satyam Varanye, which is translated as, here Bhagwan Paramashiva is referring to his consort, Devi Paramashiva Shakti, Devi Parvati. O lovely faced one, Parvati, listen to my words and trust, for this truth is the most rare and unknown to anyone else in the three worlds. Guru is Brahman, the pure cosmic consciousness, the source of all that is, and none other than Brahman itself. This is the truth. This is the truth, I declare. Very clearly, Bhagwan Paramashiva is saying, Satyam Satyam Varanane. This is the truth. This is the truth, I declare. Emphasizing that Guru Brahma, Guru is Brahman, the pure cosmic consciousness. He's also making it clear and setting the context. Durlabham Trishu Lokeshu Takshanashwa Vadayam. This is a durlabh, a rare, secret words that I am sharing with you, which is Durlabham Trishu Lokeshu. Durlabham in three, in all the three lokas, in all the three worlds. And therefore, he is getting the listening of Devi Parvati. For this truth is the most rare and unknown to anyone else in the three worlds, that Guru is Brahman, the pure cosmic consciousness, the source of all that is, and none other than Brahman itself. This is the truth, I declare. Bhagwan Paramashiva goes to the extent of saying, Yo Guruha sa Shivaha Prokta, Ya Shiva sa Guruha Smritaha, Yo Guruha sa Shivaha. He who is Guru is Shiva himself. Guruha sa Shivaha. And then he further declares, Shivaha sa Guruha Smritaha. Shiva is Guru. Very clearly, Bhagavan Paramashiva is telling, Guru is God and God is Guru. Now let us listen directly from our Guru about the significance of puja.
I was shocked when I was reading some of the research reports science reveals about DNA. The agriculture lifestyle, eating rice and drinking milk, has given us such huge breakthrough for the human DNA. Brain started growing bigger and multiple benefits have started happening. That was one of the main reasons why human beings have become supremate beings. Why our species have conquered the planet. I tell you, if you start doing puja every day, your internal organs, intra-organs and physical body absorbs the DNA of Paramashiva, bio-memory of Paramashiva. Bio-energy of Paramashiva fills you and manifests in bio-memory of you. Bioenergy of Paramashiva manifests in your bioenergy. Biomemory of Paramashiva manifests in your biomemory. Muscle memory of Paramashiva manifests in your muscle memory. You will manifest the state, space, powers and being of Paramashiva. I can give you 1 million reasons, 1 billion evidences. All the great achievements of Hindus, all the great contributions of Hindus to the world is from puja. It is puja, which is the core component of Hinduism. Understand? Temple is not just organization for us. No, it is God's home. Deity is God's body. We don't do idol worship. We do deity worship. We don't worship idols. We worship God through idols. Somebody asked me, why do we pour milk on the Shivalinga? I said, no, we pour on Paramashiva. It falls on Shivalinga. We pour on Paramashiva. It falls on Shivalinga. We worship God through deity. Understand? Puja makes you manifest extraordinary powers. It fills your biomemory with Paramashiva's biomemory.
Further, Bhagavan Paramashiva in the 88th verse of Guru Gita reveals, Guru Reva Jagat Sarvam Brahma Vishnu Shivatmakam Guruha Parattaram Nasti Tasmat Sampujet Gurum. Indeed, the Guru is the whole universe. Guru is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. There is nothing higher than the Guru. Therefore, worship the Guru. Very clearly, Bhagavan Paramashiva is guiding us. Tasmat Sampujet Guru. Worship your Guru. Guru Reva Jagat Sarvam. Indeed, the Guru is the whole universe. There is nothing higher than the Guru. Guru is Brahma. Guru is Vishnu. Guru is Paramashiva himself. Therefore, worship the Guru. And following the guidance from Paramashiva himself, we will be worshipping the Guru. Now, let us watch another short video from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism about how God is Guru and Guru is God.
I'll start with one incident that happened between me and Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Once, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, my Guru, gave me an instruction. And then he asked, will you do it? I was shocked. Please understand. I used to use all my resistance, fighting, using all the bad words, everything with other gurus. Like Yogananda Puri, Vibhudananda Puri, Annamalai Swamigal, even with Ram Suratkumar little, but never ever resisted Arunagiri Yogeshwara. It was such pure, intense, passionate, loving, beautiful relationship. Never I resisted him, or never I uttered a word, or even had a thought against him or against his words. So I was shocked. I felt, what did I do? Even he had a doubt and he has to ask me, will you do it? I immediately folded my hands and said, you are God. You are Shiva. How can I not do what you say? He laughed and said, no. If I am God, you are also God. In the powerful cognition of Guru is God, that same cognition applies. You are also God. In that God, you don't need to listen to the God. You are one, in oneness. Only if you know, I am the Guru who is going to make you experience God, you need to listen to me. Understand? I was shocked the way he made me understand. He said, if I am God, you are also God. That's ultimate reality. That's a powerful cognition. From that powerful cognition, you don't need to listen to me. We both are in one and the same, in oneness. If you have the powerful cognition, I am the Guru who is going to make you experience God, you need to listen to me. He said, that is the powerful cognition you need to have. With that powerful cognition, Guru is God, you may not need to listen because you are also God. The most powerful cognition is God is Guru, not Guru is God. Understand? God is Guru to make you realize you are God. Only then you need to listen to him. Only then you will achieve enlightenment.
So just as our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has revealed that the most powerful cognition is not just that Guru is God, because you are also God. As both of you are ultimate Paramashiva, you don't need to listen to the Guru. But the most powerful cognition is God is Guru, who came down as Guru to lead you to the realization that you are God. That is why you must listen to the Guru. And no wonder, in the whole universe, Bhagwan Paramashiva is declaring there is no one higher than the Guru, because it is the Guru who leads you to God. It is the Guru who leads you to realize you are God. Therefore, worship the Guru. So now we'll be moving on to our next segment, Pratyaksh Pada Puja, worshipping of the lotus feet of the Guru. Will be starting very shortly. Please gather your puja kits and settle down. We'll be performing the most beautiful ritual in Hinduism, that of the Pratyaksh Pada Puja, connecting with the Guru and offering our gratitude, our best of the day, our best at his feet. Now, we'll be back in a very short while with our next segment, Pratyaksh Pada Puja. Thank you for joining us. Nithyanandam.
Before we begin the Pratyakshapath Puja today, please declare the following statements with integrity and authenticity. If you agree, please say yes loudly. I authentically cognize, which is internally process, understand, and declare the truth. Cosmic energy exists. Yes. I authentically cognize, which is internally process, understand, and declare the truth, that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the Chinmaya Vigraha, the embodiment and representation of that very cosmic energy. Yes, I authentically cognize, which is internally process, understand, and declare the truth, that whatever I offer in the Pratyakshapata Puja at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, will reach the cosmic source of energy directly. Yes, I authentically cognize, which is internally process, understand, and declare the truth of Sohamasmi, that even when I worship, I am Him. Yes. We'll now begin the Pratyakshapata Puja. Please be seated with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And please be in a space of deep, restful awareness and gratitude in your Anandagandha. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambham Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Madhyamam Nithyananda Pariyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Lalathe Tripundri Nitila Dhrita Kasturi Tilakaha Spuranmaladhara Spuritagadi Gopi Navasanaha Tadano Dushtaram Shirasi Bhanirajam Shishikalam Pradipah Sarvesham Arunagiri Yogi Vijayate. आचम्य ओमात्मतत्त्वं शोधयामि स्वधा विद्यातत्त्वं शोधयामि स्वधा शिवतत्त्वं शोधयामि स्वधा महामृदयाय नमः। शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तयेत्। प्राणानायम्य ओं होम ईशानमूर्ताय नमः, ओं हिं तत्पुरुषव्यक्तराय नमः, ओं होम गुरुदयाय नमः, ओं हिं वामदेवख्याय नमः, ओं हम सज्जोदातमूर्तये नमः, महामृदयाय नमः, ओं हिं शिरसे नमः, गुरुदयाय नमः, ओं हिं वामदेवख्याय नमः, ओं हम सज्जोदातमूर्तये नमः नमः। ममोपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवच्छ्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्राह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये सुभकृतनाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतौ तुलामासे शुक्लपक्षे प्रथमं यां शुभदितो बुधवासरयुक्तायां कृतिका नक्षत्र वर्यन्योगा कौलवकर्ण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितो श्री कैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वराभिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमन्यतुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपानलब्ध दिव्यज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत् परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्हकाहलादि समस्त बिरडावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्ग वर्ष विश्रान जीमूत परमद कलपकेसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षमणशाख्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरहार द्विदोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद् वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्तृ सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम अवतारभूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ तृणवत्युत्तरद्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रचित आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कत्र साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वत मनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्याद्यनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटलपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटलपीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्णपीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमद् जगद्गुरु श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थम तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्तिसिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुकृपाकटाक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं क्षेमस्थैर्यवीर्यविजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्मार्थकाममोक्षचतुर्विधफलपुरुषार्थसिद्ध्यर्थं मम समस्तदुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं समस्तमङ्गलावाप्यर्थं भगवच्छ्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवप्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञानवैराग्यजीवन्मुक्तिप्राप्त्यर्थं श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूप भगत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव अवतारभूत श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रत्यक्ष पादपूजां च करिष्ये। ओम अप उपस्पृश्य कंठानादम्। ओम आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु राक्षसां घण्टानादं करोमि यादो देवताह्वानलाञ्छनं घण्टादेवताभ्यो नमः। मानसपूजा। ओम हृत्पद्ममासनं दद्यात् सहस्रारच्युतामृतैः पाद्यं चरणयोर्दद्यात् मनस्तु अर्घ्यं निवेदयेत् तेन अमृतेन आचमनीयं स्नानीयं तेन च स्मृतम् आकाशतत्त्वं वस्त्रं स्यात् गन्धः स्यात् गन्धतत्त्वकं चित्तं प्रकल्पयेत् पुष्पं धूपं प्राणान् प्रकल्पयेत् तेजस्तत्त्वं च दीपार्थं नैवेद्यं स्यात् सुधाम्बुधिः अनाहतध्वनिर्घण्टा वायुतत्त्वं च चामरं सहस्रारं भवेत् छत्रं शब्दतत्त्वं च गीतकं नृत्यमिन्द्रियकर्माणि चाञ्चल्यं मनसस्तथा सुमेकलां पद्ममालां पुष्पं नानाविधं तथा अमायाद्यैर्भावपुष्पैः अर्चयेद् भावगोचरम् अमायम् अनहङ्कारम् अरागम् अमधं तथा अमोहगम् अदम्बं च अद्वेषक्षोभकौ तथा अमात्सर्यम् अलोभं च दशपुष्पं विदुर्बुधाः अहिंसा परमं पुष्पं पुष्पमिन्द्रियनिग्रहः दयापुष्पं क्षमापुष्पं ज्ञानपुष्पं च पञ्चमम् इति पञ्चदशैर्भावपुष्पैः सम्पूजयेत् भगवन्तं श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवम्। उपचार पूजा। आसनम्। ओम सर्वभूतान्तरस्थाय सर्वभूतान्तरात्मने कल्पयाम्युपवेशार्थम् आसनं ते नमो नमः। ओम ह्रीं इदं सुवर्णासनं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः। स्वागतम्। ओम शान्तत्वात् सर्वकर्तृत्वभावोपरतिकारणात् शिवोक्तो महातन्त्र मन्त्रविद्भिः सदा शिवः तस्मै शिवाय गुरवे वीतरागकलाय वै अमेयत्वात्तनन्तोऽयम् अजित्वाच्च प्रकीर्तितः यस्य दर्शनमिच्छन्ति देवा स्वाभीष्टसिद्धये तस्मै ते परमेशान स्वागतं स्वागतं प्रभो। अद्य मे सफलं जन्म जीवनं सफला क्रियाः स्वागतं यत्त्वया तन्मे तपसां फलमागतम्। ॐ ह्रीं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूप भगवन् श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिव स्वागतं सुस्वागतं ते। पाद्यम्। ॐ यद्भक्तिलेशसम्पर्कात् परमानन्दसम्प्लवः तस्मै ते परमेशान पाद्यं शुद्धाय कल्पयेत्। ॐ ह्रीं एतत्पाद्यं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः। अर्घ्यः। ॐ दुर्वाक्षतसमायुक्तं बिल्वपत्रं तथा परं शोभनं शङ्खपात्रस्थं ग्रहाणार्घ्यं महेश्वर ॐ ह्रीं एषोऽर्घ्यः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय स्वाहा आचमनीयम् ॐ मन्दाकिन्यास्तु यद्वारी सर्वपापहरं शुभं ग्रहाणाचमनीयं त्वं मया भक्त्या निवेदितम् ॐ ह्रीं इदम् आचमनीयोदकं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय स्वधा मधुपर्कः ॐ सर्वकल्मषनाशाय परिपूर्णसुधात्मकं मधुपर्कमिमं देव कल्पयामि प्रसीद मे ॐ ह्रीं एष मधुपर्कः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय स्वधा गन्धतैलम् ॐ स्नेहं गृहाणस्नेहेन लोकानां हितकारक सर्वलोकेषु शुद्धस्त्वं ददामि स्नेहमुत्तमम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं गन्धतैलं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि स्नानीयम् ॐ इदं शुशीतलं वारी स्वच्छं शुद्धं मनोहरं स्नानार्थं ते मया भक्त्या कल्पितं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं स्नानीयोदकं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि वस्त्रम् ॐ मायाचित्रपटाचन्न निजगुह्योरुतेजसे निरावरणविज्ञाय वासस्ते कल्पयाम्यहम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं वस्त्रोत्तरीयं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि आभरणम् ॐ स्वभावसुन्दराङ्गाय नानाशक्त्याश्रयायते सुवर्णं भूषणं दुभ्यं कल्पयामि प्रसीद मे ॐ ह्रीं इदं सुवर्णाभरणं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि गन्धः ॐ शरीरं ते न जानामि चेष्टां नैव च मया निवेदितान् गन्धान् प्रतिगृह्य विलेप्यताम् ॐ ह्रीं एषद्गन्धः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः पुष्पम् ॐ तुरीयवनसम्पन्नं नानागुणमनोहरम् आनन्दसौरभं पुष्पं गृह्यताम् इदमुत्तमम् ॐ ह्रीं एतानि सचन्दनपुष्पाणि सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवाय वौषट् बिल्वपत्रम् ॐ नमस्ते बहुरूपाय ॐ अमृतोद्भवं श्रीवृक्षं शङ्करस्य सदा प्रियं बिल्वपत्रं प्रयच्छामि पवित्रं ते सुरेश्वर ॐ ह्रीं एतानि सचन्दनबिल्वपत्राणि सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय वौषट् तुलसीपत्रम् ॐ नमस्ते बहुरूपाय वरदमूर्तये परमात्मने स्वाहा ॐ ह्रीं इदं सचन्दनतुलसीपत्रं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः धूपः ॐ वनस्पतिरसो दिव्यो गन्धाद्यः सुमनोहरः आग्रेयः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं हृदि गृह्यताम् ॐ ह्रीं एष धूपः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः दीपः ॐ सुप्रकाशो महादीपः सर्वतस्तिमिरापहः सवाक्याभ्यन्तरज्योतिर्दीपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ॐ ह्रीं एष दीपः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः नैवेद्यम् ॐ नैवेद्यं विविधं देवशर्करादिविनिर्मितं मया निवेदितं भक्त्या गृहाण परमेश्वर ॐ ह्रीं इदं सोपकर्णनैवेद्यं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय निवेदयामि पानीयम् ॐ समस्तदेवदेवेश सर्वतृप्तिकरं परम् अखण्डानन्दसम्पूर्णं ग्रहाणजलमुत्तमम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं पानार्थोदकं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः पुनराचमनीयम् ॐ उच्छिष्टमप्यशुचिर्वा यस्य स्मरणमात्रतः शुद्धिमाप्नोति तस्मै ते पुनराचमनीयकम् ॐ ह्रीं इदं पुनराचमनीयोदकं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय स्वाहा
ॐ ह्रीं एषा दीपमाला सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवाय नमः। ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसय्यसाहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। आरात्रिकं समर्पयामि भगवत्श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। ॐ पुष्पाञ्जलिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्तकर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरुः ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। पुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि भगवत्श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्।
स्वामी ओम जय नित्यानंदा, ओम जय नित्यानंदा, स्वामी जय जय नित्यानंदा, लोकनाथ स्थिताकाशो भगवान, कलिकल्मषमग्नानां नित्या उत्तारण चिकीर्षया, स्वामी ओम जय नित्यानंदा। राजमानस्वधामनि नित्या सद्गुरु नित्यानंदा, स्वामी सद्गुरु नित्यानंदा, दिव्य देह समाश्रित नित्या, दिव्य देह समाश्रित नित्या, सर्वधर्म स्वरूपा, स्वामी ओम जय नित्यानंदा, ओम जय नित्यानंदा, स्वामी जय जय नित्यानंदा, लोकनाथ स्थिताकाशो भगवान, कलिकल्मषमग्नानां नित्या उत्तारण चिकीर्षया, स्वामी ओम जय नित्यानंदा। सर्वधर्म प्रणेतारं नित्या धर्मग्लानि विनाशकं, स्वामी धर्मग्लानि विनाशकं, साधुमित्र शिव नित्यानन्दं, साधुमित्र शिव नित्यानन्दं, शान्तं नमाम्यहम्, स्वामी जय जय नित्यानन्दम्, ओम जय नित्यानंदा, स्वामी जय जय नित्यानंदा, लोकनाथ स्थिताकाशो भगवान, कलिकल्मषमग्नानां नित्या उत्तारण चिकीर्षया, स्वामी ओम जय नित्यानंदा।
Nityanandam. Welcome back. We just went through a wonderful, beautiful segment on Pratyaksh Pada Puja, worshipping the feet, the divine lotus feet of our beloved Guru, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now, we'll be moving on to our next segment, Introduction to the Lifestyle of Kailasa. Why Kailasa? Today's topic is how Sri Kailasa is uniting nations and reviving Hindu Parliament, reviving the global Hindu Parliament. Let us start with a short introduction to the Hindu Parliament by the Supreme Pontiff himself, by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. This introduction was given on 23rd August 2020.
I'll give the rough outline. The Chit Sabha, Raja Sabha, Deva Sabha, Kanaga Sabha, Nithyananda Sabha. These are the 5 Sabhas. Put together will be called as Hindu Parliament. Chit Sabha will deal with all consciousness related sciences. The purpose of Kailasa is to give a superconscious breakthrough to the world, planet Earth. Chit Sabha will deal the issues related to that. Raja Sabha will deal all the political decisions need to be made and reaching out to politicians, inspiring, integrating them with the cosmic vision of Kailasa. Rajya Sabha will work in that line. Deva Sabha will bring all the best contributions of the Kailasa to the world. Hinduism has so much to offer, whether the flights, Pushpaka Vimana of those days, or the amazing surgery, technology, methodologies of Shushruta, the amazing Hindu medicine, all the best things Hinduism has to offer in the field of life and administration. Deva Sabha will manage. And Kanaka Sabha will manage all the resource development. The Hindus existed as the richest civilization, completely in tune with the nature, without exploiting, abusing, destroying nature. We lived as the richest civilization, reviving those natural resources based lifestyle, and it's a altogether different science. As long as world was following the trend of Hindu civilization 1000 years, 2000 years before, not only we were richest, planet Earth never had any suffering. Nature never suffered. Prakriti was part of us. We were part of the Prakriti. Now the way we are going, if we are not given the right knowledge and education, we may not keep the planet Earth alive for next 100 years. It may not be livable anymore. Even for next 100 years. Within next 100 years, we may destroy it if we don't wake up to the truth. To live with the nature, to live with the Prakriti without exploiting it. It's time we learn to live with the nature, the most beautiful, natural, cosmic way, the Hindu lifestyle. So the Kanaka Sabha will be looking into that component. Nithyananda Sabha will work on lifestyle, blissful lifestyle.
Now we just saw a short introduction to the Hindu Parliament. by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. The Hindu Parliament, the structure of the Hindu society, is where the power is distributed, the resources and responsibility is distributed as per individuals' attitude and aptitudes. The four varnas of Hinduism are defined based on karmas, actions which are motivated by individuals' worldview and pursuits of life, and gunas, that is his activism, that is the number of active working hours per day. Based on this, that is the individual's attitude and aptitude, power, resources, and responsibility are distributed in Hinduism, and this is a self-declaration. So based on this, anybody who has an aptitude of a warrior would be part of the community which deals with war, which deals with protecting the nation, which deals with sharing responsibility of administration. In these lines, our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, revealed the 5 houses of the Hindu Parliament. For all our viewers who are joining us from India, they must have heard about Rajya Sabha, one of the 5 components of the Hindu Parliament system which still exists in our contemporary democracy. House Rajya Sabha, or House of Lords as it is called in the United Kingdom. But the Hindu Parliament system has much more than just 2 houses of parliament, or 3 as it is in the United States. The Hindu parliament structure has 5 components, 5 sabhas, because power is distributed in Hinduism. First is the House of Consciousness, or the Chit Sabha. Then next is the Kanaka Sabha, which can be roughly translated as House of Prosperity. Then comes the Rajya Sabha, House of Lords, Deva Sabha, House of Cosmocrats, and the Nitya Sabha, or Nithyananda Sabha. We'll be looking at each one of them. So in the picture, we see the Chit Sabha, the House of Consciousness. This building is a part of the Nataraja temple in Chitambram. And it is the ancient, one of the only surviving Chit Sabhas that we know of today. This was the parliament of gurus, enlightened masters, and Hindu leaders who shared consciousness-based spiritual enlightenment science to the world. The role of Chit Sabha was on science of enlightenment, how to take the society towards enlightenment. Next is the Kanaka Sabha, or the House of Prosperity. The word Kanak refers to gold, but surprisingly, the Kanaka Sabha was copper-coated roof. We see that Chit Sabha is gold-coated, but Kanak Sabha, which literally refers to gold, was copper-coated. This was a parliament of Hindu resource development in various fields such as money, grain, lifestyle, essentials like fuel, etc. Next is the Deva Sabha, House of Cosmocrats, which can be understood as a think tank of individuals and groups who live and inspire others to live the highest Hindu administrative principles to evolve sustainable development. The next component is the Rajya Sabha, the House of Lords. In the original Rajya Sabha, which is still there in Nataraja temple, it is a 1,000-pillared hall. This was the parliament of Hindu leaders of nations, where political and administrative leaders gathered, and the coronation of the king happened, and the election and declaration of the power holders of the kingdom happened. Now these 5 components, the final component being the Nitya Sabha or the Nithyananda Sabha. In the original Nataraja temple, the 5th house, the Nitya Sabha, was where Bhagwan Paramashiva as Nataraja, the dancing form of Paramashiva, performed his wonderful cosmic dance, his magnificent cosmic dance. These five components have distributed the powers and responsibility of the entire civilization as per the aptitude, attitude, karmas, and gunas of the society, leading each of the different segments, varnas of the society to enlightenment. Whereas the businessmen would be focusing on the Kanaka Sabha, how prosperity can be developed, how the kingdom can be made prosperous, and how this prosperity can be shared without exploiting, without damaging planet Earth, without damaging Prakriti. This was the role of Kanaka Sabha. Whereas Deva Sabha, the think tank of individuals and groups, lived together, lived and worked and formulated various principles to live the highest Hindu administrative standards to evolve sustainable development. If we have to compare the Kanaka Sabha to today's equivalent, the House of Prosperity to today's equivalent, we must look at the mission statement of the World Bank or International Monetary Fund. One of the goals of the World Bank is to end poverty. It shows us that the people who hold wealth and are prosperous in some way or the other have tried throughout time to share their prosperity. Even this is being tried through the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. But we have seen the shortcomings, the challenges faced, such as any loan given by the World Bank or IMF has caused massive inflation in various countries and increased the gap between the rich and the poor. These are the shortcomings. However, such problems were long ago solved by the Kanaka Sabha, which we can call as the equivalent, not the exact same, but the equivalent of the concept of the intention behind of sharing the combined prosperity with each and everybody in the kingdom, the House of Prosperity. Similarly, the House of Cosmocrats, the Devasa, if we look at the equivalent of this, it would be the various think tanks, the government and the private sector and the international think tanks, such as the IPCC, International Panel of Climate Control and Change, United Nations body, which deals with study of the impact of global warming on temperature, global temperature, and how humanity can move towards a planet Earth, creating a planet Earth where we are not causing self-destruction. Such think tanks would be equivalent to Deva Sabha, House of Cosmocrats, where the most advanced research would be shared by the topmost experts in the various fields from all over the best of the nation, of various Hindu nations, and they would formulate different policies and present it to the leaders to implement. That was the Deva Sabha, the House of Cosmocrats. The Rajya Sabha, or the House of Lords. As we know, our parliament today is mostly what we would consider equivalent to the House of Lords. But a very important aspect which we need to understand today, all our legislative bills, even though they might be in the field of, let's say, taxation, is passed by the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in India, for example. That is the upper house and the lower house of the parliament. The House of Commons or House of Lords in the UK, or the Senate and the Congress in the United States. All the bills are passed by the people who might not have sufficient training to legislate on them. For example, whenever the budget is passed, the people who won the elections through various process of managing people, connecting with people, their political strength are suddenly required to use their wisdom in something which they are not trained in. That is the budget, the economics. The minister of economy, the minister of finance might be trained in this field, might be an expert in this field, might be advised by the correct people in this field. But what about the rest of the parliament, the rest of the Congress or the Senate, rest of the people in the House of Commons and House of Lords? Are they trained to legislate on the budget? Are they trained to legislate on the field of economics, finance? They can only put a vote, but they cannot share their wisdom, which is why we have a certain misfit gap today. Whereas in the Hindu parliament system, the people were given what they are expert in. The warriors led the nation as warriors and were in charge of the army, the security, the administration. The people who are experts in policy making, they were given the job of policy making. They were given the job of identifying and formulating the best principles, which was the best for everybody. They made the house of cosmocrats. And the people who were expert traders, businessmen in the field of manifesting prosperity and prosperity and sharing prosperity, they were in the part of House of Prosperity, discussing the various legislations on trade, taxation, laws related to management of human resources, and various other fields. But when it comes to the army, for example, or the national security, that would be a matter legislated by the House of Lords. In this way, in a very systematic way, the responsibility of the society, the power in the society was distributed, and uniting all of them and structuring all of them, guiding all of them, is the house of consciousness, leading the entire society to realize that we are all Paramashiva. We are all ultimate consciousness, the ultimate truth, reminding each and everybody of the ultimate context. Now, let us refer to this short incidents which happened and is mentioned in the Kathopanishad, which can be literally translated or understood as the book of the death, revealing the secrets of the death from Hinduism as per Vedas, from Kathopanishad. In Kathopanishad, there is a story about a small young boy around 10 years of age called Nachiketa. He saw his father, a king, who was performing a great charity, a great yajna, a great sacrifice. And as a king is expected to be a giver, it is the king's responsibility to collect taxes from the businessmen and to spend the entire money on army and public welfare. That is the role even today of any government. Any money which gets collected through the taxes is called the money of the public exchequer. It goes in the public funds. The king, even that time, would get a salary out of it, which is the truth even today, whether it be the president, the prime minister, or even the king or the royal family of the United Kingdom. Everybody gets just a salary. Whereas the money is of the kingdom, of the people. Now what happened? The king, Nachiketa's father, had an identity crisis. As a king, he's expected to be a giver. But instead of giving, he developed the identity of a businessman. And instead of giving all healthy cows in offering as donation, he gave all old aged cows who had stopped giving milk. A very cunning way where the king can declare that he has donated 100 cows or 1,000 cows. But if you look into the detail, all these cows are gone past their life and are reaching very close to death. A completely cheating and fraudulent donation. Nachiketa exposed his father, saying, "When are you going to offer me?" Reminding him that his most dearest asset, most dearest to him was his son himself. And his son, a 10-year-old boy, is asking his father, "When are you going to donate me?" The king was shocked. Now, this beautiful story reveals how Nachiketa ultimately was given to death by his father, and death himself, Yama, revealed the sacred secrets of death and going beyond death, the ultimate knowledge of liberation. But what we have today, about which we need to understand from this story, is how there is corruption when the king suddenly develops the mentality of a businessman. The distribution of power in the four kingdoms, in the four sabhas or the houses, the Chit Sabha, the Kanak Sabha, the Raja Sabha, are based on the powers and responsibility given to each individual. And when one house tries to encroach into the business, into the affairs of the other house, that is where corruption happens. That is where the identity crisis happens. And that is where we lose our focus on enlightenment also. For a king to become enlightened and to be an ultimate administrator, to be an ultimate king, he has to be brave. He has to be a giver. He cannot develop insecurity and a mentality of a businessman, because he will not be able to be brave in war. He will not be able to take the tough decisions of administration. And at the same time, he will be wrongly influenced by businessmen, which would bring what we call crony capitalism. To save a kingdom, a Hindu nation, from crony capitalism, the king should remain a king. A king should remain as a part of Rajya Sabha and not go in and meddle with the business, with the affairs of the Kanaka Sabha, that is the businessmen. Another contemporary example of the Kanaka Sabha would be the Chamber of Commerce, or how we have in India various bodies like FICCI and various such bodies. When the power is distributed in Hindu nations, each and every part of the society is able to pursue their best and get enlightened. Let's take an example. The Kshatriyas, the warriors, for example, have the permission from the society to kill in order to protect the people, but they cannot hoard wealth. They get a salary, but they cannot become businessmen. If they become businessmen, they are no more Kshatriyas. They become Vaishyas. They become businessmen. How it happened in various communities, where various Kshatriya communities became Vaishyas, that is acceptable. But you have to be either a warrior or a businessman. You cannot be both, which happened long back after Mahabharata, where King Agrasen took his people, his warriors, and as the Guru initiated them into the business, in the lifestyle of business, giving them a weighing balance and a brick, and formed a settlement of the present day Marwari community. But that was a clear transition from a warrior community to a business community. But you cannot be both in Hinduism. So the warrior has the right to kill, to protect its people, but he doesn't have the right to hoard wealth, hoard land. or he doesn't go behind knowledge and is not controlling the knowledge based on fear. We know of tyrants and dictators who try to control media and influence the knowledge in trying to control the people. That doesn't happen in Hindu society, in Hindu kingdom, because the warrior doesn't go and meddle in the field of knowledge. Now, taking the example of the intellectuals, the Brahmins, the cosmocrats, their focus is in the field of knowledge, in the field of policy, in the field of education. They do not hoard wealth. They go house to house begging, bhiksha, begging for alms, early morning doing their puja and going house to house chanting Om Bhiksham Dani and asking for donation, and with that donation sponsoring the education of several children whom they are educating and sustaining free education, living a very humble life with austerities. Even when they become prime ministers, such as Chanakya, they will never have big bungalows or big houses, living in simple huts. And their only focus would be to maintain the purity of the knowledge, the policy, the education, and not allowing neither power, the fear of the king, nor the money of the businessman to corrupt their knowledge. Similarly, we have the Vaishyas, the businessman, who their focus would be in the field of prosperity, in materialistic prosperity, maximizing their contribution to the society, sharing and developing resources. They will have no rights to take up weapons. They will have no rights to corrupt education with money. They will have no rights to corrupt education policy with money or try to buy the king through money. All of this was not allowed. He would be only focused on earning money and paying taxes. That was the responsibility of the Vaishyas. Then the working community, the doctors, the engineers, the workers, the skilled labor, skilled and unskilled labor, the Shudras, their focus would be to develop their talent, their expertise in various fields, whether it be astrology, astronomy, engineering, medicine, surgery, any of it. Even doctors would be classified as Shudras, which might look weird, but their core pursuit is to develop their skill, to develop their talent, develop their expertise to serve the society in that field. They had the permission to have wealth, to take salary, to take donations, to receive payments, to develop business based on their talents, based on their service. And therefore, they form the service sector of the economy. Anybody part of the service sector becomes the part of Shudras, also a part of House of Cosmocrats, House of Prosperity. So one side we have the businessman, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras forming the House of Prosperity. Neither they will try to put fear in the king by revolting. So they will not take weapons and start a revolution threatening the king, nor they will corrupt the knowledge, nor they will blackmail the Vaishya, the business class. Their only focus would be to excel in their profession, in their expertise, in their skills, to go to the peak possibility of their skills, and all the various parts of the society, their ultimate goal would be through their profession, through their field of expertise, through their materialistic responsibilities in society, they would manifest both professional excellence and enlightenment. Let's take Dhanurvidya, for example, the science of archery. The science of archery does not deal alone with archery in Hinduism. It is the science of how you can become liberated while practicing archery. This guaranteed that everybody experienced Paramashivatva. everybody experienced enlightenment. Everybody is able to manifest their ultimate reality. This is the Hindu parliament, Hindu democratic structure. The primary goal, one of the primary rights of present day civilization, modern civilization, is United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, a universal declaration of human rights. For Hindu kingdoms, the most important is the right to be considered and treated as Paramashiva, the right to manifest one's ultimate possibility as Paramashiva. The whole Hindu parliament structure and the whole society was structured to give this right, the divine rights, to each and everyone, to enable each community, whether they are an inurban person, a Chandala, or someone who is reborn, a Dvija, through education and initiation, or intellectual, a cosmocrat, either an inurban person or a cosmocrat, everyone was considered divine like Shiva, like the primordial Hindu divinity. Everybody was considered divine, and the entire structure of Hindu parliament and Hindu society was to drive them towards enlightenment, to lead them towards enlightenment. And we'll take a case study of Anubhav Mandapa, one of the oldest surviving sabhas, Chit sabhas of our time. One of the few celebrated legislative orders of Chit sabha of Anubhava Mandapa is, nobody is inferior to me and nobody is superior to the devotee of Shiva. Very well, reminding us of the same truth which is shared across time from Vedas, Agamas, Smritis, Shrutis, through the life of Adi Shankaracharya and through Anubhava Mandapa, that everybody is Paramashiva, as revealed in Kularnava Tantra, as revealed in the Vedas as Aham Brahmasmi. One of the first legislations passed by Anubhav Mandapa is that nobody is inferior and nobody is superior to the devotee of Paramashiva, reminding us of the context that we are all Paramashiva. A quick introduction to Anubhav Mandapa, one of the oldest surviving house of consciousness, Chit Sabhas of the 12th century, founded by Bhasaveswara. As a Chit Sabha, Anubhava Mandapa reminded of the society of the discrimination based on birth and other things, other attributes had to be ended, and everybody was brought back to the original context of Hinduism, that everybody here is Paramashiva. Anubhava Mandapa attracted hundreds of saints and spiritual aspirants from all over the continent, from all over the South Asian subcontinent of 56 Hindu nations. Various spiritual leaders traveled more than 5,000 kilometers from faraway places to sit in Anubhav Mandapa to discuss the various matters of consciousness as the house of consciousness. In one of the examples, how extraordinary and ahead of its time was the Anubhava Mandapa. It had several women participants, in its proceedings. And what we see, the ratio of women members in Anubhava Mandapa was far more than what is observed even today, 900 years later, in today's parliaments throughout the world. One of the celebrated legislatures of Anubhava Mandapa was Akka Mahadevi. Akka Mahadevi, a saint known for her austerities, for her devotion to Paramashiva, has a very interesting and shocking story, which is both at the time shocking and reminds us of the ferocious devotion to Paramashiva, the ferociousness of a bhakta, a devotee of Paramashiva. Akka Mahadevi was originally married to the governor of a small city. One of her concerns during her marriage was that she will be absorbed in her worship to Lord Paramashiva and should not be disturbed during those times. But the governor, the husband, broke this promise. One day, Akka Mahadevi ferociously decided to leave the palace. While she was leaving, as the legend said, the king, the governor, provoked her, asking why she was taking with her all the expensive jewelry and silken robes. In response, Akka Mahadevi is said that she dropped everything, including her clothes, and walked 500 kilometers to Anubhav Mandapa. It is said the entire house was shocked to see a woman enter without covering herself. The members asked her why she came to the house of consciousness, to the Anubhava Mandapa. Akka Mahadevi answered all their questions, which led to the house to realize that she was a spiritually evolved soul and was thus given a place and hence respectfully addressed as a sister. Such a ferocious personality, unimaginable and way ahead of manifesting ferociously her divine rights and her women rights, Akka Mahadevi is unparalleled by anyone in the known history of humanity. Such people, such evolved souls were gathered from all over the world to participate in the Hindu parliament system. It shows at one side a leader in women rights, how ferociously Akka Mahadevi made her statement. On the other side, we know by her devotion to Paramashiva how she progressed towards enlightenment. Everything in Hinduism is for enlightenment, for realizing we are Paramashiva. With this, we come to the end of this short introduction on the Hindu parliament system, how power was distributed in Hindu parliament system and how it led to the entire society to work towards their ultimate possibility and achieve enlightenment. Now we'll be having some very special guests joining us to contemplate on the subject and share their perspective of how today the modern man can manifest his ultimate reality, his Paramashivatva. How can he invoke the realization that we are Paramashiva? Now we'll be having our very special guest joining us.
Yes, Nithyanandam, thank you so much, Maharaj. And so we've had this beautiful, comprehensive introduction to the Hindu parliament and the beyond human rights, but the sacred right to be recognized, treated as, and experience yourself as Paramashiva. So Kailasa, the ancient Hindu Enlightenment civilizational nation, is reviving this power, ability, grace for the entire humanity. One more of the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. And many thousands around the world are experiencing this possibility just by the grace of the initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the initiation into the superconscious mutation process. And so just a quick reminder to everyone, there is a link, paramashivoham.org, that you'll want to check out. There's also another link that has to be mentioned, events.kailasa.org, for immediate experiences today. We'll touch back to those links throughout the discussion today for you to have the direct experience of initiation darshan today, and to enter your intention and declare your possibility for yourself to manifest your highest possibility and experience the superconscious breakthroughs in the coming days and weeks. So we'd like to now hear some of the experiences of those initiated disciples from the experiences, darshans, initiations with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and as well as the Paramashivoham 3 experiences and Paramashivoham, a breakthrough experience initiation beginning December 9th to 29th of next month. And this is the path for you to join is through the paramashivoham.org link, as well as the daily darshans happening concurrently today through the events.kailasa.org link. So whatever intention it is you want to manifest, you can manifest through these links. It's literally your stepping stone today is to be involved from this moment. So just your decision makes this oneness experience flower in you. So let us now hear from the initiated beings into the superconscious mutation process of manifesting your reality as you want. The possibility beyond human rights for you to recognize and be treated as Paramashiva, a divine being, and how the Hindu parliament being revived through Kailasa is ensuring this possibility for each and every one of us. And I'd like to welcome Sterling to share his experiences of the initiation and darshan processes from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and what is the transformation that happens, and try to glimpse some of the experiences coming up in the darshan, not only today through the events.kailasa.org link, but also in the Paramashivoham experience beginning December 9th through the paramashivoham.org registration link. So thank you so much, Sterling, for joining us today. If you would just unmute yourself and just please introduce yourself for everyone. Thank you so much. You'll have to unmute. Yeah. And so Sterling actually has had many different darshan initiation experiences, and has also participated in the Paramashivoham 3 Season 3 experience with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, just which had completed just a couple of weeks ago. And he has also had a very intense experience of darshan experience with Subramanya Darshan that he's going to share with us, that basically emphasizes what is that experience of that superconscious mutation process. What is it? What happens in an individual going through this kind of experience? If you can test your audio again, just unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello, Nithyananda. This is Sterling Kazi from the Los Angeles Kailasa Temple. And I've been following Swamiji for about like 3 years now, and it's just been the most amazing ride possible.
Yeah. And actually, you were sharing earlier about a darshan experience that you had during a Subramanya darshan from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Maybe we could start with you just briefly sharing your experience there of the initiation darshan.
Yes, that darshan was wrapped up Paramashivoham level 3, and it was just the most intense yet comforting and just blissful experience I've ever had. You know, it really taught me that the space we hold is truly what matters, and you know, like life is kind of walking on this tightrope, and we can kind of shift left and right consciously. And I was crying for maybe like an hour, 2 hours, just on and off, like intensely. I'm pretty sure my whole block heard me. And then just the laughing, chanting Mahabhakya. I don't know how many times I said it during that darshan. It was probably like over 1,000 times. And it was just, I really sat down and finally through the program and just through these 3 years, it's kind of grasped that, you know, it's all like a individual journey. And it was in this darshan specifically when I just, you know, it was all about being initiated and becoming invincible, both to internal enemies and external. And I felt so many lifetimes worth of karmas and patterns just melt away because I'm like, look, all I know for certain is I exist. You know, time and time again, this world is said as be Maya. And that experience is just like, that level of surrender empowered me more than anything else. I felt like I was able to be intimate and honest with myself, unlike any time previously. Like that darshan really showed me what it means to just like unclutch, to just be in flow with whatever needs to be there. Cause like I was hiding and trying to suppress so many emotions, so many patterns, and I avoided so many blind spots. And it was in that experience where I'm just like, what needs to happen needs to happen. Is even a point, and you know, this might be TMI, but like I almost like urinated during the process. Like I was sitting there and I'm like, hey, if it needs to happen, it needs to happen. Whatever, you know, when Swamiji's eyes are on me, whatever he needs to bring up, you know, it's in this experience of oneness where I'm like, you know, like it needs to come up. It needs to happen for my growth. I feel safe in that space of oneness. Like it's just pure empowerment when I was just able to surrender like that.
Right. And I, like you had shared earlier, it was like you're facing yourself and having the courage to allow yourself to face yourself. So extremely intense emotional experience in the Kundalini awakening and darshan initiation, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So I actually wanted to ask about what is the transformation that happened for you and has happened for you through the darshan initiations with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. What kind of impact does this conscious experience have on how you see yourself and you know, how you use the gift that Swamiji gives in the initiations, you know, and the way that you apply the really super conscious initiation?
Yes, it's the way I apply it is, you know, it's really comes down to the cognition of oneness, that experience of oneness that Swamiji has time and time again through these darshans, through like, especially that darshan I was just sharing about, like at the very core of who I am just pure consciousness. Swamiji has said it time and time again, I am Paramashiva, I am pure consciousness. Like Shakti is the energy, the matter that we see in Maya. And for me, being just pure consciousness, pure Paramashiva, it just made me realize like everything else on top of that, it always changes. The body is always changing. The mind is always changing. The emotions always changing. Hormones, like everything is constantly changing. But what is watching all the changes, what's conscious of all the changes is Paramashiva, which is my true self. And it's made me feel like when I declare something, any desire that comes up within me that is, you know, centered on oneness, and it allows me to enrich and cause others realities, those desires I can just declare. this will happen with no self-doubt, no self-hatred, no self-denial. It will happen, and it will. There's no like how or what's the steps. It's just I declare it, drop it, and just take the next steps that life is showing me. Like I feel like now, like even looking at you, looking at just everything around me, it's like I feel like it's me. I feel like underneath the underlying layer, the very substratum, the very core is just me. And it's Swamiji, it's like everyone's speaking through me. All these experiences are him teaching me. Like have never met Swamiji in the physical presence, but through these darshans, through this program, I have come to understand that this consciousness is formless like water. And it's like vast, it pervades all things. And going forward, it's like now there's no fear. There's nothing to fear. Like it's just me. All I know is me. Anything that happens within me, there's no fear. I can just face it courageously and with the confidence that like the universe is going to support me. The universe wants me to grow. I can't be afraid to step into this or that, because in the end, it's just for my growth. And that's how life is, just this growth on top of growth. And, it just kind of brought me back to this childlike state of let me be playful, let me be curious, and let me not have any like conclusions about anything, any expectations. Let me just, whatever is presented in front of me and I'm perceiving through my senses, let me go all for it. Let me experience. Let me see what is there to be learned. Because now I don't feel like Swamiji is just this one form. I feel like he is formless. And it's through these darshans where I'm just like experiencing that consciousness within myself, where I'm just like, yes, I'm Paramashiva, you're Paramashiva, we're all Paramashiva.
Right. And so you had mentioned, Ayad, the experience of yourself as the consciousness, and that there may be layers on top of that, like the mind, the emotions, the senses, and that you have a choice of which of your identities you're going to empower. So this is exactly what is the initiation into the higher lokas, into the vertical time zones, the superconscious mutation process, is that yes, the mind may be one aspect of me that I can identify with. The emotions may be one aspect, and my senses may be one aspect. But the higher dimensions of me happening now, those higher lokas, higher conscious dimensions, I can also choose to empower that aspect of me. And this is actually, it's a very important part of life. Actually, if we do not understand these different aspects of us, the different layers of our existence, then our life won't make sense. It won't make sense to us why, if I am a consciousness, why I still have problems. If we don't understand, our conscious ability to empower different aspects of our consciousness, then our life will not make sense. And so you were sharing about this as a power that you've been gifted by Swamiji through the initiations, in this recognition that I see and have experienced my core as conscious Paramashiva, and I can choose now, yes, I can engage with the mind and the problems and the emotions and the problems, but I can also empower the oneness experience to make that a stronger reality in my existence.
Yes. It truly feels like life itself. I'm walking on this tightrope, and every moment I'm kind of, trying to find that balance. One moment I can be just ecstatic, just blissed out. And then, 5 minutes later, I may end up forgetting about that experience. I might just be in a so mood. But then I can always just kind of shift back and forth instantly, like in the present moment. Just like even now, I can just like close my eyes and just feel that energy just fill me. And it's through these darshans where, like most of the language is nonverbal. It's all through body language. And I really learned to pick up on Swamiji's very subtle body language. And it's like, let me experience that same kind of flow, that same energy. And it's just the same bliss. And it's like, it's really like, I can really just shift any moment what I want to be conscious of. It's like, yes, I can be standing in a desert and I can kick the sand up or the dust up and then be like, where am I? All I see is the mind. All I see are these emotions, and I lose track of my goal. But at any moment, I can just be like, poof, settle, clear. I know exactly what my goal is. Even if the mind and the emotions jump and all of this stuff, I can just, this is my goal. I'm not going to fall off. Like, my consciousness is like expanded to the point where it's like, okay, this can happen. The little mind stuff can happen, but I'm still aware of everything else. I'm still aware of, this is my goal. This is what I'm here to do. And it's like this very playful, like learning how to walk. That's what it really feels like. Like, Swamiji is like teaching me how to walk, but like on a conscious level, like how to go to higher lokas and experience the higher dimensions and the energies and all that's there. And, at any moment, all of us, we always have these expectations of like, this is how things need to go in order for me to feel this way. And it's like, for me, it's like, let me just feel that way now. Why wait? Why postpone? Why like postpone this bliss? Why postpone this feeling of oneness with life? There's not just my life and your life and in life, it's just life. And just kind of melting into that, surrendering into it, like this Brahmanya Darshan really like made me surrender on such a deep, deep level that I'm like, okay, now I'm just floating downstream. I see the next step. That's all I'm worried about. The next step. I'm not worried about what I'm going to do in 10 years from now. Like, that'll take care of itself. Let me figure out the next step. And it's that where it's like, in these darshans, in these programs at Swamiji, it's like, I just feel like there's nothing to lose. When I'm sitting in that space of oneness, it's like my highest possibility, my highest self is sitting there talking to me. And even with Sangha and other people that are like, deeply devoted, even when they're speaking to me, I'm like, okay, Swamiji is like speaking through them, like that ultimate consciousness. Because of what I want to taste with my consciousness and what other people want to taste, it's like what Swamiji is tasting, what I want to taste. It's just this like, just absolute bliss and just like explosion of just like from within of just like this. I just want to dance. I want to celebrate. There's no reason behind it. Just causeless. No music is needed for me to just be like, okay, it's party time. Like, let's celebrate. Let's dance. It's just, I can finally, like, after so many years of what I've gone through, like since Swamiji has came into my life, it's like, he's kindly like, he's guiding me. It's not like instant, I'm there. It's like every darshan, I'm clicking update now. There's no postpone. There's no I'll update later. It's like every time, it's like, yes, 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 yes. Let me see where this takes me. Even if some reason it's like doesn't align, I'm like, okay, what am I trying to, like, what is this teaching me? What's life teaching me? What's Swamiji teaching me through this? And let me just keep flowing and unclutching and seeing where I need to be and where the responsibility I need to be like holding and how much. It's just too amazing.
Yes, that's a really energetic and enthusiastic sharing, Sterling Aya. And I can see that the kind of transformation you're trying to help us go through at the same time through your words. Maybe words might be a bit of short to explain what is happening in the inner world. However, could you share with us an example of how it was before and what you got and how, like others, what they can get, how it was before. We know how it is going now, but only when we know the contrast, we can really cherish the same joy. Would you be able to share some example or incidents, please?
Yes. Well, my whole life, I kind of like, as a child, I was always bubbly, always energetic as a child. But as I kind of was thrown out more into life, I just kind of felt like, more karma was added on. And it got to the point where all of my teenage years, literally all of my teenage years, I was depressed. I was alone. I was confused. I was just like, I didn't even want to take responsibility. I just couldn't do it even for myself. I was struggling to take responsibility for me. And what's really like the main thing that I've kind of really gained is this understanding of not just on an intellectual, but on like a being level, like what Advaita, what oneness truly is. and how even just like what I'm perceiving, it's like there's, it's there, and it's like that child of like ability to just kind of jump into things and unclutch, like fully like 100% be in something, be in bliss, and then just like unclutch. But then before, it was like I tried so many times to get into business avenues, relationships, and it's just like I've always felt responsible. I always felt like I could have done more. I didn't have the right understanding. I didn't know how I can raise myself and raise others. I've my whole life, I've just kind of always felt that deep responsibility of like everyone around you, you can be that lifeline for. And like I was kind of forcing it because I didn't know how. And because Swamiji, like when he does do satsang, it's on the neuro-linguistic programming, like how he explains things, it just digests so easily. And it's like, yes, that makes sense. I get the click. And it's like, I feel upgraded. I feel like now I have the right words. I have the right experience with those words where I can convey it. I can show it. I can express it. And before I spent most of my life just in my room, just like alone, just sitting there, distracting myself with social media and all these other things, addiction wise that I shouldn't be like engaged with, that none of us should be, and, I've got like through Swamiji, he's kind of like reintroduced me to that childlike ability of just being like with me, like that inner child. He's like, look, this is the real you, that bubbly, ecstatic, blissful version of you. That's the real you. And I'm like, yes. I pick it up, I caught the ball, and I'm like, yes.
So that's really amazing, Sterling. So if I could summarize what I could really relate with you is how you're sharing that as a child, having the innocence that we are really pure, pristine, protected from the adulteration and corruption of the society, moving on in our life to our adolescence, to our teenage, to becoming adults. During that transformation, how suddenly we are forgetting who we are. We are forgetting our true nature, which you use through various words, saying, identifying yourself as a consciousness, as a playful, inquisitive child, exploring without the fear, without the worry, without the anxiety. Such an innocent life. That being taken away, and suddenly the society and the mind, the social mind of the whole world, subjecting you in its influence through the social media and giving you that, hey, this is the best. If a commercial advertisement shows that this is the best, our mind is thinking, yes, this is the best, and forgetting who we are. So with time, with influence of the society, our true nature being forgotten, our pursuits being forgotten, and we becoming completely distracted and forgetting ourselves and becoming confused and distracted and diluted and going into suffering. We don't even know what to do, how to handle ourselves. And suddenly discovering our true nature, our innocence, our blissful nature, as you are describing with various words, understanding your consciousness, a playful, innocent child as you recollect. Basically coming back home, discovering yourself, coming back home, discovering your true identity as Paramashiva. So as a final words of sharing your experience, how would you like to gift this experience to each and every human being on planet Earth who is going through a similar phase where they lost their true identity, they lost their true nature? How would you guide them to discover their true self through Mahaparamashivam, which is happening on 9 December? How would you recommend these people just like you who have lost themselves through the adulteration influence of the society, of the social media, through the media junk, how they can discover their true nature and really discover their true identity in whichever way it may be? What would you like to share? Could you please share your perspective, Aya?
Yes, I feel like throughout our whole day, we have even maybe just a glimpse of feeling that all powerfulness. I feel like we should focus on that and manifest this program for ourselves. When it comes to, there's so much out there, and it's really coming down and just saying, you know what, this opportunity has presented itself in front of me, in front of my consciousness. It's here, this opportunity. And when we just follow through with that power, at least even a little bit, to say, you know what, let me make it happen. Let me attend the program, whether it's a day, 10 days, or 21 days, is just saying yes to life, saying yes to what is in front of us. And there's nothing we can lose here. There's nothing. It's a conscious experience of, like I said, it's like you said beautifully, coming back to ourselves, coming home. And that's really what this program is like. You know, for me, it's like, let me enrich, let me spread this knowledge, this information that this program is here. All the people who really are in this state that I used to be in, that a lot of us have been in, we need to just at least muster up even the tiniest ounce of strength to just say, you know what, everyone else seems to be having a blissful time and saying all these great things. Let me experience, let me be curious, let me see what this is about. Let me make it happen. Because in the end of the day, we come with open hands and we're going to leave with open hands. Maybe we might leave like that, but you know, it's like, we have nothing to lose in this life. Literally nothing. All we have to do is gain. So going through this program, it's just a conscious revolution. And it's something that we all, every single person needs to at least experience, because it's in that space of oneness. Everything that's being said, all the yoga and the power manifestation and darshan and everything in between, it is there reminding us we are this pure consciousness. We are this formless being that is just all just pervasive, all blissful, and just all encompassing. Like, we can do anything we want. We just have to keep our consciousness centered and make it happen. This program is the ultimate happening, especially because now it's Maha Paramashivoham. It's like even greater. Constantly everything's being upgraded, and we need to find the ability to just say yes and upgrade ourselves. Allow ourselves to be upgraded, allow life to work with us, and allow ourselves to work with life.
Wonderful, Aya. So in a summarization, how I'm able to connect with your sharing is, come back home, discover your true self, but in an upgraded way. Which two very special takeaways for me from your experience was how the whole society is telling this is the best, and we are getting distracted and going to that, whether it be social media, gaming, movies, anything. We are thinking that the society is guiding us in the best, but what we are happening at the end, we are getting lost, we are getting disillusioned, we are feeling we got cheated. In the name of upgrading us, the society, the Maya matrix is making us forget who we are. But what Paramashivoham is doing is, Maha Paramashivoham is doing is, it is upgrading us in the same line who we are truly. We are getting upgraded without losing ourselves, without forgetting ourselves. When the outer world is trying to upgrade us, we are feeling cheated, deluded, going behind the best car, best game, best of social media, best of TV shows, best of movies, best of food. At the end, we feel cheated. But when we are going to the best of our consciousness through Maha Paramashivoham, we really discover the best of us. So discovering the best of you inside you, Maha Paramashivoham. So I would like to thank Sterling Aya for coming to our show and sharing your beautiful experiences. And I would like to thank Shri Gyanatma for having come in this show and share as a panelist his context and experiences. And I would like to request all our viewers who relate with what Sterling Aya shared, please sign up for Maha Paramashivoham and discover the best of you inside you, not outside you, not getting distracted by the Maya matrix, the delusion. Everyone is trying to express themselves in their ultimate possibility, discover their ultimate possibility of creativity, of manifesting joy, happiness, bliss, creativity, the innocence, the love, the joy of a child in various dimensions. Do not get lost and deluded in the Maya matrix. Discover the most beautiful form of you inside you, the true nature of yourself inside you through Maha Paramashivoham. Please sign up for Maha Paramashivoham starting December 9th up until December 29th. Mahaparamashivoham. The link is projected in front of us, paramashivoham.org, or visit kailasa.org/paramashivoham. Do sign up for this most awaited breakthrough program to upgrade yourself in the right direction and not get distracted with delusion. This is the best gift you can give to yourself, which is discovering the true nature of you. Please sign up. The link is projected in front of you. With this, we come to the end of today's program. Now we'll be moving on to the next segment, the daily presidential address of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Alive Satsang. Now let us prepare ourselves for receiving our beloved Guru, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, in the upcoming Alive Satsang. Let us sit straight with our hands together and chant the Mahavakya, invoking the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Guru, in our Ananda Gandha. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the Hindus, living and practicing Hindus all over the world, all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, Manifestors, Kayakalpa Yogis, Sarvaparityagis, Kailasas, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, consulate generals, and supporters. Soon to be appointed Senate members. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Work on the body, that is yoga. Work connecting with the cosmic bodies, that is kriya. You will automatically manifest powers, that is jnana, and you will be in absolute bliss lifestyle, that is charya. Work on your body, that's the first foremost. I tell you, I'll give you one simple example. One incident in my own life. My gurus will insist on me every day taking neem juice. I still remember once he did not my Guru Raghupati Yogi, Yogananda Puri, he did not let me eat almost for 5-6 days. Maybe it was the 6th day, he did not give me food, and whenever he says I should not eat, my mother also won't give food. My mother and he was such wonderful nexus, I should say. My mother is such a sweet, compassionate person, but so dedicated to my enlightenment and the process. My gurus were doing it for me, and my gurus used to tell that they are preparing my body not only to be a yogi and live long life, healthy life, and the way they prepared my body, they said very clearly that even if after I leave the body, it will not go through any of the regular dead bodies decays. How the dead bodies go through decays, the natural decaying happening. My gurus have clearly declared that my body, even after I leave the body, will not go through any of the natural decay. It will just be a naturally mummified body. Of course, I did not understand all that at that time, and he used to tell me that that is why so much preparation we are doing. Not only no one can poison you, even if they poison your body, you will not die, you will only detox and automatically cleanse your body by its own strength, and you will live healthy as long as you want. And even after you leave the body, it will not go through any regular decay. It will just be like Jiva Samadhi, sitting in Jiva Samadhi. Anyhow, he did not let me eat for almost 5-6 days, and not only that, he was feeding me with neem juice. Without food, giving neem juice and asking me to brush my teeth with the neem stick. With the neem stick, I have to touch the haritaki powder as the powder. Neem stick will be like a brush. Haritaki powder will be like a tooth powder. That is the way I have to brush. I tell you, but one thing I should put this on record here, the extraordinary humbleness and involvement, their love gave me the complete courage and secure feeling to go through all the process they have done to me. See, actually, he will do all this and he will ask me to walk. When I walk and come back, I am not supposed to wear the chappal. Of course, in Tiruvannamalai, I will never wear. That's my lifestyle. Even when I was studying in college, I have to wear the shoes mandatory for when we enter the workshop. I'll carry the shoes in the carry bag. Only after the bus crosses Tiruvannamalai border, I'll wear the shoes and go. Before the bus enters Tiruvannamalai border, I'll remove the shoes. That's my respect to Arunachala. So, he will make me walk. When I walk and come back, he himself will keep my feet on his lap and press. That love gave me the deep security that they will not put me through any unnecessary torture. Whatever they make me do is only minimum requirement of tapas. No extra torture, no unnecessary torture. That gave me tremendous courage, confidence to go through whatever they were asking me to go through. And 6th day, still no sign of food. Again, neem juice. Finally, I vomited. Nothing came out, just that neem juice which he fed me, that only came out. Because there was no food for last 6 days. What can come out? Only neem juice came out. And after checking the color, he said, yes. Ronanir samanam aidichida. Ipa nee saapidala. It means the acid which is there in our body, which is responsible for balancing the hunger, which creates the feeling of hunger, or which creates the feeling of satisfaction. The Ronanir Samanam. That Ronanir, I don't know exact English translation of that word Ronanir. The Ronanir is not just a chemical. When it is in the body, it is a living organism which can be programmed. It means like it has its own biomemory. So, that decides the signal of hunger, signal of satisfaction is programmed in Ronanir. That Ronanir is responsible for maintaining our hunger. He said that has been balanced and programmed. And I tell you, till now, that programming they have done is responsible for my healthy, happy life. As I said, 42, can sit in Padmasana, no spare parts required, spectacles or teeth, nothing, no spare parts required, internal or external, happy, healthy, 20 hours a day I can do my work. No medicines, no hospital visits, nothing. I am 42. Surely I have not even gone to hospitals 42 times. Maybe I would have gone to inaugurate, visit, bless, but not for treatment. Only few times, like when I had the fracture, went to hospital for surgery. Other than that, it's their grace. It's their grace. I wanted all of you to know balancing of the Ronanir is a very powerful method. I'll give you simple tips. First instruction, keep always your body hungry. Never dump food and fill it. No. You should always feel that subtle hunger. Means constantly the Jadaragni is alive, burning. Ronanir balancing gives you tremendous willpower. I tell you, some of my kids, because I balance their Ronanir, they have amazing willpower. I just need to help them to align it, to train more. You see, you need to be given power and then knowledge, both. Jnana and Shakti, both. Some of my kids, I am highly successful in bringing This Rona-Neer balance gives you tremendous willpower. Tremendous willpower. Nobody can break you. With that strength, you need to be given power. The power need to be added. I can spell out few names of my kids with whom I sincerely worked. No one can break their will. Even beyond their self-doubt, that physical biomemory has imbibed their will. I can name many of my kids. Of course, there is a long list. I'm just saying few people. Work on balancing the Rana-Neer. Keep your body always hungry. Stop being a cheap, poor backgrounded rich man. See, when a poor person becomes a rich person, he lives the fantasy of poor person's rich person. He takes revenge on the society by dumping himself. See, whatever was denied to him when he was poor, he thinks when he becomes rich, he should grab all that. That is rich life. No. See, when you are poor, the quality food was denied to you is wrong. So add quality food. A good food which brings strength to your body. But junk food was denied to you is a blessing. Don't try to dump your body with junk food. The poor man's fantasy of rich man, even if you live the poor man's fantasy of rich man, you are a rich man according to poor man, not the real rich man. Real rich man knows what is needed for him. I tell you, my Gurukul kids will be the real rich kids because they know what is needed for them. For many of my kids, I have done that balancing of Rona-Neer. More than their willpower, will persistence, the consciousness supporting them to be aligned and integrated will be more. Listen, I'll repeat. Biggest problem for the seekers is self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. Will persistence will be higher than the self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt in a strong person. Higher than the will persistence, consciousness. The Gurukul kids whom I balance, I'm not saying they will not have self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. They can create. I have seen some of the kids doing. Their problem is simple laziness. But They will imagine big problems. Oh, I am not feeling inspired. I think my devotion for Swamiji is reduced. My commitment to Swamiji is reduced. I don't know what to do. I think I am confused. Delusory problems. Real problem is only simple laziness. Without breaking the simple laziness problem, imagining that as a big problem. And I have also seen just the simple darkness and screen is moving in the dark. Switch on the light, problem is solved. Instead, I think Brahma Rakshasa has come, Bhuta has come, Preta has come. Exactly the same thing we do inside the mind. Simple laziness, break it. Don't make it as a big problem. By imagination, confusion. Listen. Fasting we do for Skanda Sashti, 6 days. And every Pradosham, every Ekadasi, Vaishnavites do on Ekadashi, Shaivites do on Pradosham. All this helps you amazingly to balance your Ronanir and program the Ronanir. Langanam Parama Aushadam. Fasting is the greatest medicine. Hunger is the greatest space to exist. Start developing taste for being hungry. I tell you. Start developing taste for being hungry. See, you need a strong, powerful vessel to do the alchemy process with mercury. Enlightenment is just like alchemy process with mercury. First, you need to have a stone vessel in which the mercury need to be poured, and the energizing process should happen inside the stone vessel so that the molecules of mercury is broken through the energy and reassembled as a solid molecules. It's a whole alchemy process. But the vessel should be strong stone, granite vessel. Same way, the body should be built with hunger and Rananir balancing. I am not saying don't give vitamins, minerals, all needed. Give all of that. But stop dumping junk food on the system. Your body will become a powerful vessel where the spiritual alchemy process can happen. Yajnavalkya Smriti says beautifully, the best detox, Kala, Agni, Karma, Mrit, Vayu, Mano, Jnanam, Tapo, Jalam, Paschatapaha, Niraharaha, Sarve, Ami, Suttihetavaha. Nirahara is the last but most powerful detox. Work on the body. Work on your body intensely by more and more nirahara. Keep yourself hungry. Whole day you should feel the fire of hunger. All my most healthy kids are kids who learned the mechanism, methodology of keeping themselves hungry. These few kids whom I named, I have always seen, even if there's a large quantity of food, they will not touch. They know how to balance themselves. I tell you how the blacksmith puts the iron in the heat and then puts it in the cold to strengthen. Same way, if you put your body in hunger and then the detox herbal juices like neem, castor oil, haritaki powder, actually just with castor oil, haritaki powder, neem juice, adimaduram, these few herbs, I can live without food for more than 3 months. Comfortably. I can just sit happily, comfortably, without food for 3 months, just with these few herbs. At least for 2 days, you should be able to do this. If you can tune your body, the yoga will start happening in your body, in your system. Today I said I will be speaking about the Hindu parliament structure. I'll elaborate from today, next few more days, my vision for the Sabha. See, the oldest available record in recorded human history, democracy appears only in Hindu history. Understand? The oldest available records of the human history, the modern day, the recorded human history, the concept of democracy is available only in Hindu tradition. We call it responsible democracy. Means People who are already educated in economic principles vote for economic principles. People who are already educated in Enlightenment science, they vote for the Enlightenment science-based related principles. People who are already educated in the field of agriculture and who are practicing agriculturists, they vote for agriculture-based related policies, principles. See, somebody who doesn't have any economical policy, strategy related knowledge, and if you give him the voting right, what he will do? If you give 1,000 rupees to him or some freebie, that is the best economic strategy or policy for his personal life, so he will vote for you. That's all. That's the way the freebies hijack the health of the nation. How in modern day democracies freebies are used to hijack the health of the nation. Economical health of the nation is hijacked by the freebies. Because for a common man, he knows only economic policies and strategies for his personal life. He doesn't have a knowledge or he is not educated about the country's good or what is good for country, what is the right policy for the country. Because he is not educated. If something he thinks good for his personal economic strategy and economic policy, immediately he votes for it. How the freebies are used to destroy countries. Irresponsible democracy. Hinduism practiced responsible democracy. Each field, people who are experts in that field were given voting right. Beautifully in Shaivite tradition, we have a concept called Anubhava Mantapa. The experience ones gather and vote. Oldest recorded concept of demand draft existed between the Rameshwaram Pandits, Brahmins and Kedarnath Brahmins. They had a system. The Rameshwaram Brahmins, if you deposit some money with them and they will give the palm leaf written with a signature, you take it and give people who are doing the yatra. If you hand over that leaf in Kedarnath, they will hand over the money to you for your yatra. This demand draft system. Same way, Tiruppanandal Adinam had Tiruppanandal Adinam. If you deposit money, you can collect it in their Kashimat branch. They had a system. The documentations are available. The oldest demand draft practice. And in Madurai Adinams, there are references available. Demand draft service between Madurai Adinam and Nellai Gnanasamandar Adinam. I think at some time it was a branch of Madurai, Madurai Adinam. There are some temples in Sri Lanka. Gnanasamandar sang in Devaram. So those temples are also under the spiritual guidance of Madurai Adinam. Once upon a time, even Rameshwaram temple was under the guidance of Madurai Adinam, Arulakshi of Madurai Adinam. And I'm trying to revive the responsible democracy. I'll give you the sutra, the Shastra Pramana, for some of the statements about the democracy. Manusmriti, 8th chapter, first sloka says, Vyavaharan titrushustu brahmanaihi sahaparthiva mantragnairapi mantripihi chaiva vinita praviset sabam. Desirous of looking into the administrative businesses of the government and governance of the country and the legal cases, the king shall enter the sabha with humility along with brahmanas, the educated ones in those fields, and ministers, thinkers and administrators in those fields, who are knowledgeable in giving the right advice. With the grace of Ganapati, Paramashiva, we are working on reviving the parliamentary system practiced in Hinduism, what I call responsible democracy. I'll spell out my vision in further satsangs. Rigveda, 10th Mandala, 191st Sukta says, Samsamita yuvase varshannagne vishwanyarya ilaspade samityase tano vasunyapara samgachatvam samvatatvam samvomanamsi janadama devabhagam yada purve sajjanana upasade samano mantraha samiti samani samanam manaha saha chittamesham samanam mantramapi mantraye va samanena oha vishajuhomi samaniva agudi samana ardayaniva samanamastu omano yadava susahasadi. Thou, mighty Agni, gatherest up all that is precious for thy friend. Bring us all the treasures as thou art enkindled in liberation's place. Assembled, speak together, let your minds be all of one accord. As ancient gods, unanimous, sit down to their appointed share. The place is common, common the assembly, common the mind, so be their thought united. A common purpose do I lay before you, and worship with your general oblation. One and the same be your resolve, and be your minds of one accord. United be the thoughts of all, that all may happily agree. Coming to a consensus, how responsible democracy works to come to a healthy consensus, keeping all their private, personal interests, likes, dislikes aside, keeping the common good as the goal, how they come to a consensus, how the ecosystem is more important priority than the individual's likes and dislikes. The tyaga of the people, the visionaries, is beautifully described in this verse. I'll give the rough outline. The Chit Sabha, Raja Sabha, Deva Sabha, Kanaga Sabha, Nithyananda Sabha. These are the 5 Sabhas. Put together will be called as Hindu Parliament. Chit Sabha will deal with all consciousness related sciences. The purpose of Kailasa is to give a superconscious breakthrough to the world, planet Earth. Chit Sabha will deal the issues related to that. Raja Sabha will deal all the political decisions need to be made and reaching out to politicians, inspiring, integrating them with the cosmic vision of Kailasa. Raja Sabha will work in that line. Deva Sabha will bring all the best contributions of the Kailasa to the world. Hinduism has so much to offer, whether the flights, Pushpaka Vimana of those days, or the amazing surgery, technology, methodologies of Shushruta, the amazing Hindu medicine, all the best things Hinduism has to offer in the field of life and administration. Deva Sabha will manage. And Kanaka Sabha will manage all the resource development. The Hindus existed as the richest civilization, completely in tune with the nature, without exploiting, abusing, destroying nature. We lived as the richest civilization, reviving those natural resources based lifestyle, and it's a altogether different science. As long as world was following the trend of Hindu civilization 1000 years, 2000 years before, not only we were richest, planet Earth never had any suffering. Nature never suffered. Prakriti was part of us. We were part of the Prakriti. Now the way we are going, if we are not given the right knowledge and education, we may not keep the planet Earth alive for next 100 years. It may not be livable anymore. Even for next 100 years. Within next 100 years, we may destroy it if we don't wake up to the truth. To live with the nature, to live with the Prakriti without exploiting it. It's time we learn to live with the nature, the most beautiful, natural, cosmic way, the Hindu lifestyle. So the Kanaka Sabha will be looking into that component. Nithyananda Sabha will work on lifestyle, blissful lifestyle. So, I'll elaborate the whole structure in further satsangs. We will also invite anyone who wants to become part of this Chit Sabha, Raja Sabha, Deva Sabha, Kanaka Sabha. First, we will define them clearly, and the commitment, responsibility expected from the members and the qualification of the members. We will spell out everything, then invite applications, welcome the people who want to be members, and form the parliamentary body, Hindu Parliament. Chit Sabha, Raja Sabha, Deva Sabha, Kanaka Sabha, Nithyananda Sabha. These 5 will be the sabhas. Structures put together will be called as Hindu Parliament. We'll start working on it. By Shivaratri, I feel we will be ready with all the 5 sabhas. Maybe Arudra. Arudra comes in Margazhi month. Shivaratri in Masi. It will be nice if we are ready with all the structure, everything for Margazhi, because the Sabha's name I have given based on Chidambaram temple Sabhas. So if it is ready by Margazhi, Tiruvadirai, Arudra, we can offer it at the feet of Nataraja, who administers the whole universe. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the Enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival